Orange County might have all the TV shows and look like absolute paradise, but there are definitely some things that you're going to want to know if you're thinking about moving to Orange County. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what nobody talks about living in Orange County. These are going to be the bad things. Now, if you're an Orange County resident watching this, I apologize in advance, but it isn't perfect, even though it's pretty darn close. So let's get into the video, but first, my name is Christian Stubbs. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes. We are a real estate sales team that has helped over 700 people move all around Southern California, and a lot of that in Orange County just in the last 5 years. And if you were looking to make a move, we make this channel all about Orange County so that your life can maybe be a little bit easier. You can get more information, make a better decision. Now, if you ever want to work with our team, you can always go to allaboutoc.com or drop your information. There is a link in the description down below. But let's go ahead and get into the content, talking about what you really want to know about Orange County that nobody talks about. So the first thing I want to talk about is the high cost of living, which everybody does know about that, but it goes way beyond housing. So yes, Orange County is expensive. Median home price is $1.2 million, blah, 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 whatever. It's expensive. We get it, but it's more than just housing. So there's three major things that I want to talk about here. Gas prices are expensive. If you drive, there's two things here. One, gas is expensive. And two, if you're commuting to work, Orange County is a little bit spread apart. And what I mean by that is if you're driving 15, 20, like you're gonna drive a minimum 15 minutes anywhere in Orange County. And a lot of times for commuting, most people drive 25 to 35 minutes to work. And gas prices are expensive. So what I have found for a lot of people that are moving into, like if you already live in Orange County, you get it. But if you're moving to Orange County, what a lot of people don't realize is you might be driving 30, 40 miles, it might take 45 minutes, and you're gonna be paying, God knows what for gas. Right now it's probably $5, and it just goes up from there. So you also will have to have a car. There is public transportation. So take this with a gigantic grain of salt. Is Orange County is not a city, it is suburbs. So there is almost no public transportation. Yeah, there's the bus system and all that stuff, but you're gonna have to have a car. There's nothing, overall Orange County is very unwalkable. There's very little public transportation. You're certainly not jumping on a subway or a bus system that's really convenient or anything like that. There are public transportation, but not most people. No, there's not in comparison to, especially if you're thinking of the city. Now, another thing is dining and groceries. So there are affordable options, obviously anywhere, but generally speaking, if I travel out of Orange County, if I go to Dallas or if I go Austin, Texas, something like that, I'm gonna expect to pay, I don't know, $12 for a dinner. To whereas in a lot of restaurants in Orange County nowadays, like you're talking $30 almost for me, 25 to $30 for like normal-ish meals. And if you go to nice places, you're talking very expensive. To where if I'm going out with my wife for a dinner and let's say we're not having drinks or desserts or anything, it's going to be $100 for the two people, $80 to $100 depending on where it's at. And if you go out with a group, maybe you're having a few drinks, like it gets expensive, right? So it's not just the real estate; it's also the fact that renting a commercial space here for the restaurants is incredibly expensive. The food's probably more expensive. Just the food's probably the same cost, but labor's more expensive. The rent is more expensive. All of those things lead to, and the expectations are much higher as well too. So all of those things lead to stuff is just more expensive for dining and groceries and stuff like that. Okay, so I don't want to beat a dead horse with the cost of living, but it definitely is expensive, and it's not just the housing. But let's move on to the second thing, which is traffic. Now, one thing that has always been very interesting to me is when people are looking at Orange County, they're often comparing, at least initial, if you're relocating, you're probably comparing Los Angeles and Orange County. And when people talk about bad traffic, LA's traffic is 10 times worse than Orange County's traffic. Not that that means Orange County doesn't have traffic. Now, here's how I look at this, is Orange County is really split in half. So you have Irvine being the middle, and it's like Irvine, Newport is kind of like the middle line for Orange County. Above that is going to have worse traffic than below that. So South Orange County has less traffic than North Orange County. For example, I've lived in South Orange County my whole life. I just know that if I'm getting on the freeway, I'm likely not to hit traffic until I hit Irvine. And then if for some miracle there's not any traffic in Irvine, I'm going to hit it right about when I hit the 55-ish. Which is where like Newport connects to like Yorba Linda, Anaheim Hills, and kind of that whole area. That part's always congested, and then farther north than that is very likely to be congested. So if you're in northern Orange County, you're going to have even more traffic than you're in southern Orange County. It's just way more densely populated in North Orange County, and North Orange County is much bigger than South Orange County is. For those reasons, you're going to see way more traffic there. You're also going to see a lot of commuter traffic. So there's a lot of traffic in Orange County around rush hours because a lot of people drive to Orange County for work and then drive home away from Orange County, you know, after working hours. So for example, a lot of the Inland Empire drives in to Orange County to work. So if you're taking that, if you're on that commuting, which is like the 91 into Orange County, you're going to be in lots of traffic. And if you're on the way out of Orange County, and the same thing during rush hours, you're gonna have lots of traffic there as well too. Like that's like LA type traffic if you were to make that type of comparison. But generally speaking, if you think of traffic like LA, it's not like that in Orange County. It's not, there's not no traffic for sure. It's just not the same. LA is like you have to go 10 miles and it's going to take you literally 2 hours to go 10 miles. Orange County is not that bad, but it definitely is significant. And if you're commuting, it's definitely something to consider. If you work in, let's say, Long Beach, and you want to live in San Clemente, and you're in, which is the Long Beach is technically the southmost of LA. San Clemente is the southmost of Orange County. You're a good 45 minutes with zero traffic, and you're a good hour and 20 with hour and a half with traffic. So that's how big of a stretch you can have with traffic or without traffic. Same thing with driving to LA. You can pretty much guarantee that wherever you're driving from Orange County, it's going to take about an hour to get to LA. It depends on where you're going in LA. If you like an hour to get to LA, and to get from South LA to North LA, that could take another 4 hours. That's how bad LA traffic is. I want to make that comparison just because there's so many people we talk to think that LA is Orange, or Orange County rather is LA, and it's not. There's a very clear line. There's also a lot of freeways. So while there is traffic, it is rather convenient to get around, right? So you kind of have this hash mark or hashtag, if you will, of freeways. So you have the 405, the 5 freeway, which breaks off into the 405, which goes a little bit more coastal. And then going like east and west, so that's north and south. Then like going east and west, you have the 55, the 57, the 91. You have some toll roads that make things a little bit more convenient as well too. So there's a lot of freeways to get around. It's just when you're in traffic, you're in traffic. But when you're not in traffic, Orange County is very convenient to get around because of the freeways and highway kind of combo and mixture. Now, the next thing I'll talk about, this, I don't know, this might be controversial. It probably depends if you're relocating to Orange County, where you're coming from, is the weather's not always perfect. It's not always sunny and 75. Now, while that might be 70% of the time, there are days where it's cold. Like, for example, I went out today and it was 62 degrees and I was freezing. Now, are we spoiled? Absolutely. 100% we're spoiled. If somebody comes in from visiting the area, if you're listening to this and you live in Montana, like, you're going to hate me. But that's, once you move here for 6 months, you're probably going to feel the same way. It's not always perfect. Also, especially in the coastal cities, this is something I don't think anybody ever talks about, is if you live in Dana Point, Laguna Beach, especially those two, you get this coastal fog, and overcast is the wrong word, but you get this coastal fog that comes in the mornings, and sometimes it'll be 75 degrees, beautiful in a Irvine or Mission Viejo, or like, you know, one city inland. And then you'll get down, like, I'll drive down to Dana Point for dinner and it'll be just like, where did the sun go? It's 20 degrees colder, and that happens, and that's a reality. So depending on specifically where you live in Orange County, your weather experience is going to be different. Like, for example, if you live out in Foothill Ranch or in Anaheim Hills or Yorba Linda, those are a good 35 minutes inland from the ocean, and you're going to be a solid 15 20 degrees maybe warmer than at the beach. Like, you might be 62 at the beach and 90 in Yorba Linda, Anaheim Hills, areas like that. So it really depends on where you're actually living. But I do think it's important, because nobody talks about the weather's not always perfect. You also have Santa Ana winds. Now, what in the world is a Santa Ana winds? Generally speaking, you get a ocean breeze, right? Everybody knows the term ocean breeze, or at least maybe I do, because I've lived here my whole life. Ocean breeze is a nice, calm, cool, crisp ocean breeze, right? Breeze comes in off the ocean. Now, a Santa Ana wind is when the wind goes the other way. So basically coming over the mountains, as if you can tell, this is the ocean over here, and this is going from east to west, or west, yeah, east to west. Those winds are gnarly, and it also brings a lot of dryness. Rather annoying. We just literally had this last week, so this is top of mind, and I couldn't sleep because it was so windy. Like, I thought my roof was gonna fly off. Now, it's not like a tornado, it's not like a hurricane, so I probably sound incredibly dramatic if you live in areas that have these things. But when people move here because weather's perfect and it's not always actually perfect, I don't know, maybe that's upsetting, so I want to make sure that that's at least addressed. But it really does very much depend on where you live. Okay, that's weather. It's a stretch to be like this is a terrible thing in Orange County because we're very, very spoiled. But let's go ahead and talk about the next thing. Depending on where you live in Orange County is known for having a lot, especially South Orange County, a lot of HOAs. Now, most people either love HOAs or absolutely despise HOAs. If you are on either end of the spectrum, you can find areas anywhere in Orange County for both. I want to make that very clear before I dive in more detail. North Orange County is predominantly no HOA. South Orange County is predominantly HOA. Now, I'll give you both sides to this. HOAs generally come with a prettier area because you have an association taking care of the general area, right? So you're going to have usually a lot more common areas, a lot more trees, a lot more green, stuff like that. South Orange County definitely has that. For example, if you drive through Laguna Niguel, Mission Viejo, Rancho Santa Margarita, all of these places are almost exclusively HOA. Mission Viejo is well, not exclusively, I don't know, 60-70% HOAs. It really depends where you're at. Versus like if you're driving through Anaheim, maybe Fullerton, those are going to be predominantly no HOAs. There's not right or wrong, there's just different. I personally prefer having some HOA, and there's a range. So the range is how aggressive is the HOA. On this side, they don't care about anything at all. And then on this side is they tell you everything. Like, you can't have a green car because it's against the HOA, right? Like, I'm making something up, but how strict is your HOA, right? So on this side, you have like Irvine, which is as strict as it's really gonna get. And I say that generically, like, yeah, generically. Irvine's on this side, we're very strict. You can only do certain things. You can't paint your house certain colors, like that type of stuff. Versus on this end is like, they don't care at all what you do. I prefer to have some HOA, and I call it like the boat in the yard tax. Is if I buy a house and my next door neighbor paints his house pink, plays music until 4 in the morning, incredibly loud, and has a dilapidated boat in the driveway, if I don't have an HOA, I really can't do anything about it. Maybe the noise thing, but everything else, like, bummer. Like, your home's value just tanked because of your neighbor. Like, that sucks, in my opinion, my personal opinion and professional opinion. However, if you're the person that wants the pink house and play loud music and have the boat in the yard, you don't want an HOA. So it really depends on you and your personal preferences. It's just, there is a lot of it in Orange County. This is going to segue very nicely into my last point that I want to leave us with here. Is not all of Orange County is the same. I think a lot of people, when they see Orange County, they see Selling Sunsets on TV, which is totally not real, just for the record. The second thing is they see like the TV shows, Laguna Beach and all of those. I don't watch any of these, so I don't actually know what they are, but I know there's TV shows about about Orange County, and all they really show is the Newport Laguna. That's not all of Orange County at all. That is definitely Newport Laguna and like Coto de Caza, the Real Housewives and all that, but that's not all of Orange County. There's 40 some odd cities in Orange County, and they're like their own, not neighborhoods is the wrong word, but they're their own cities. To whereas you can have a very different feel depending on where you go. 15 minutes in any direction, you can get to 2, 3, 4, 5 totally different vibes. Like, what you're looking for and where you want to live will really frankly determine where to even look. So let me share some context that we have learned from helping hundreds of people buy, sell all over Orange County. Most people will choose that they like North Orange County or South. Most people don't look at both. Most people will choose if they want to live coastal or they don't. If somebody's looking in South Orange County, they're usually looking at almost all of South Orange County. If somebody is looking for North Orange County, they're usually looking for almost all North Orange County, unless they're looking for very specific pockets. So, for example, if somebody's looking for South Orange County and schools are really important, well, then you're looking in like Irvine, Newport Laguna, or if you want like a more affordable price range, Ladera Ranch, Rancho Mission Viejo, Rancho Santa Margarita, Aliso, those would be really, really popular. So the reason I bring this up, not because schools are important to you, they might be, it really depends on context as far as what you're looking for. So while this video is the things that nobody tells you about Orange County, a lot of that is, it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're saying, I hate these 3 things, then fantastic. We have 40 different cities to choose from. We can probably find a city that gets rid of the things you don't like. It doesn't have the things you don't like. So if you want us to help you with your unique situation, in the description down below is the link you can click on, drop your information, and you can get on the phone with me and my team, or you can just text, whatever you want to do, and we can help you with your unique situation, because everybody's different. But if you want to learn more about North versus South Orange County, watch this next video, because it goes into way more detail on breaking those two up, because that's definitely one of the most important things. So like I said, if you want to chat with me and my team, go to allaboutOC.com or hit the link in the description down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. We put out 2 videos like this every week, and we work really hard on these. So if you liked it, please do that. It helps us a lot. And then I will see you in this next video, which is basically going through North and South Orange County, and I'll see you in the next one.